Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. Before we get off on the market, I just want to send a shout out to Steve Marchant. We're thinking about you, buddy, and the loss of your wife, Sandy. You're like family to us, and you're in our thoughts and in our minds and in our prayers, and we just wish you the best. Anyway, prices are holding up all in all pretty good. We've seen these 6-weight calves bringing up there around $1.30, $1.35, which is about where it's been being. And even though there's pressure on the market, we had a really good run of cattle this week. Big sales, 1,300 Monday and 1,500 and something on Tuesday for really good numbers for this time of year. I think it was even more than we had this time last year. Prices held up really good on slaughter classes. They were quoted $1 to $3 higher on the cows and bulls. With the hurricane approaching landfall there in Louisiana and Texas, that's going to be a bad deal for those folks. Let's remember them in our prayers. It's going to cut down and slow down that cow supply for parts of the country, which is bad for those people. We hate it, but it's good for the areas like ours where cows can still move, and the supply will still be there here in the southeast, and I imagine the demand is still going to be good too with Labor Day coming up next week. So expect cow prices to continue to be pretty good here in the next little bit. As far as the feeder classes go, there's a lot of pressure on the feeder market right now. The cattle on feed report came out last week. It was pretty bearish overall. Big placements and the marketings were down, and the inventory on the cattle on feed was, I don't know if it was all-time high, but it was really up there. So that had a bearish impact on the calf market. Plus these calves down here in South Florida this week, when you buy them down in South Florida, they've got to go up I-10, I-20 out west, and here again, the storm's going to cause some problems with delivery, and maybe the demand wasn't quite as where it should be on account of those kind of factors. So we just need to get the weather straightened out, and we pray that everything will end up okay for those folks out there. And boxed beef cutouts are on the rise again. I think the fat cattle market has been holding steady, but somehow or another, the packers, they seem to get that price up there right before the holiday. The Labor Day sales, the meat sales are going to be high, and they're sure going to take advantage of that. But anyway, it's live cattle prices are holding their own, and even though with September and October being really tough months to sell calves, especially right off their mamas if they're not weaned, is kind of a tough deal. We'll see how strong that market is, and if it can hold up through September in October. I think if we can get through those 2 months, the next 60 days, we're going to be maybe out of the woods, and got some clear sailing ahead of us. So we'll see how that works out. All righty, well, that'll do it here on this end. Thank you. We'll talk to you next week.